Day 120. Whew, I can't believe it's 120 days out here. Actually, I feel like for 120 days, got pretty far. So, you know, when I'm actually on trail, we tend to make some miles. That's nice. Anyway, we're about less than 5 miles from Whitehall. We're gonna cruise in there this morning, have breakfast, of course, try and charge up a little bit, and get some resupply. I found a route that we can reconnect by going west to the CDT, but then it cuts north again. So I found a quicker, flatter route to more northerly to get to Boulder. So because winter is right on our ass. I mean, it's down here at like 4,300 feet, and I was freezing last night when we got in here. That's a little terrifying because we're just going to go higher, and the weather's just going to get gnarlier in the wilderness. It's going to be a very challenging experience. So we just kind of want to and need to get up there as quick as possible. So we're going to walk out of Whitehall north to Boulder and then reconnect with the CDT in between there and Helena. So that's the plan for today. First things first, get into town and find us some breakfast. We got sunrise on the Sunlight Mine in front of us. Oop. And here's T-Bay Land and Livestock. Some of these laser cut metal signs around here are amazing. Some of them are horrible, but man, I think it was like the Lazy Bear or something like that we saw on the way up out of Ennis. That thing was like the most precision laser metal sign cutting I've ever seen. But Sunlight Mine actually looks quite beautiful in the sunrise light. Sunrise light and sunset light are my favorite times of the day because everything looks magical. Even stuff that's completely like devastating the planet. Okay, we've seen plenty of boots on fences, but these are the tiniest little boots I've ever seen. Oh my goodness, look at this. Just a little tiny guy. That's adorable. It must be the kids as they grow up. Put their little tiny boots on the fence posts. That's awesome. This children playing sign. It's like, I'm not sure what kind of child that is. It looks sort of like Santa's elf, or possibly, actually it kind of looks like Will Ferrell dressed up as an elf. Possibly somebody in lederhosen. Oh my gosh. De Fleur. I guess that's Swedish Chef. Whatever. That's funny. So on these little country roads, they have these little wooden signs that show like everyone that lives on them and where. This one's definitely seen better days. Either that or maybe all the people in the middle just moved and they didn't care to be associated with this sign anymore. It's about 9 o'clock on a Sunday and we are walking into Whitehall. This town is hopping. Oh, there's a sheriff. Oop, for sale. So far we've seen a really sad-ass RV and motel park. I wonder what that is. Oh my goodness. Yeah, not a whole lot going on here on Sunday. Unfortunately, the ranger station is probably closed because it's Sunday. I was gonna go in there and check out maps. But hopefully they'll have some posted outside I can just take some pictures of. Other than that, we don't really have much to do here. We still have plenty of food. We're walking straight north to Boulder from here. So it's like only going to be like another 27 miles. So I still have plenty of food, especially since Brad and Pony gave us a bunch of food. And then Chark and Connie gave us a bunch of food on our way out of Pony. That was pretty much most of what I ate yesterday, so I still have plenty of food. Nightcrawlers still got plenty. So basically we're just looking for a couple of things to pick up, like breakfast type stuff. We're like really into the Carnation instant breakfast, or Carnation and breakfast essentials. Yeah, it's basically Carnation instant breakfast. Super into those. They're hard to find though sometimes in small places like this. Family Dollars almost never have them. Walmart's are hit and miss. Usually they're in grocery stores. So there is a grocery store here in Whitehall. Hopefully we'll have some. That's pretty much all we're missing. Other than that, we're probably just gonna pick up some ready-made food and walk on out of here. We gotta get north. We were looking at the map or the resupply thing and, you know, talking about the bob. Like, we haven't looked that far ahead. We are just not that good with that kind of advanced planning. It looks like it's like 180, almost up to almost 200 miles, basically, between in the wilderness with no resupply options. That's a little terrifying because it's gonna be cold. We're gonna be hungry. And right now we haven't been doing a whole lot of like big significant climbing or, you know, big mile days. That's kind of scary. We'll be back in grizzly country, so we're gonna have to have all our clothes. We're gonna have all this food we can't put into bear bags. Challenge. Terrifying, challenge accepted. We just had breakfast at the K Bar and Grill. You wouldn't typically think I'm gonna drive up to a bar and have an awesome breakfast, but oh my God, the blueberry waffle in that place was amazing. Waffles are so like hit and miss. Usually they're pretty crappy, but that one was delicious and it was big, and their sausage patties are huge. Oh my God. So, yay. Anyway, we're gonna walk on up to the Family Dollar, get a couple of things that we need here in town, and then start heading north towards Boulder, unless we also have to stop at the grocery store. But yeah, right, we're at this point, really all we need is some breakfast stuff. So hopefully they'll have it at the Family Dollar. This is such a cute town. And I kind of like that they do with the streets here. Each of the streets in Whitehall is dedicated to or in memory of a veteran that was MIA or KIA, which is a pretty awesome way to honor a small town's fallen soldiers. Anyway, off we go. Okay, remember in Colorado around Steamboat, we kept finding these like weird temporary signs. I haven't seen them since, but they're here in Whitehall, Montana. I have no idea what they mean still. Down, down, left. I feel like it's like a dance move or something, but I'm pretty sure that's incorrect. Who knows? All right, so we made our stops, the Family Dollar, breakfast at the K Bar, and then the Jefferson IGA, the grocery store. Luckily, what they did, they had the instant breakfast or the breakfast essentials, whatever they call them. Anyway, now we're at, I gotta say, so like people tend to like forget that city parks and whatnot, like little spots like this is public land, so we can come over here and comfortably recoagulate our feces before we walk on out of town, because really the last thing we need before we take off from Whitehall is just water, which we're gonna pick up at the other end of town, because why carry all that extra weight for this 1 mile? We'll skip that. But anyway, we're just gonna get ourselves resorted, because now we have like a dude named Dave. We met outside the K Bar, hooked us up with a bunch of stuff. He gave us some grapes, he gave us some local Montana cheese, some elk summer sausage, beef added. But yeah, so we have all these little bits of food that need to go into the mildly used cheese. But hey, you know what? Gently used cheese is just fine. So we'll eat the part that wasn't gently used. And I didn't see any teeth marks in it or anything, so it was all good. Not yet. But anyway, we're just gonna get our stuff resorted and repacked so that we can get on out of here, head towards Boulder. Hopefully we'll be there tomorrow. This is another awesome little pocket park in Whitehall. It is tiny. A bunch of it is Blue Star Memorial, but they also have a native plant garden out here that's all plants that are native to the state of Montana, which is cool. Man, I wish we had time to wander around in here and look at them, because I actually look like they're in pretty good shape. They take really good care of this garden. But we got to go. One last stop at the gas station, because I forgot to get peanut M&Ms, and then on our way to Boulder. Apparently the city of Whitehall endorses Trump in 2020. No more bullshit. Haven't seen that flag before. I'm surprised they allow that on city property, because, you know, it says bullshit. crossing under our last major east-west interstate on this trail, I-90. I have no idea where it starts or ends, but there aren't any major east-west interstates after this one. This is as northerly as they get. Exciting. Should be passing I-15 tomorrow because I think it runs through Boulder, which is interesting because you cross the I-15 on the PCT as well, down at Cajon Pass in Southern California. I had no idea it came all the way up into Montana. And I've driven the 15 from as far as where it begins in Southern California down near San Diego to, I guess, Utah to I-70. But yeah, we're gonna be crossing it again today, or tomorrow. These people really enjoy the color purple. They even have a purple tractor. All of their structures are purple. There's no way you can't know what belongs to them because it's purple, except for the boat and the cars in the garage. Purple. Now it's only 1 o'clock and we've already got to our first water crossing. Like this road hits, I believe it's called the Whitehall Creek a couple of times. Doesn't hit it again for about another 10 miles. And it don't look that good, but mainly we're just wanting water that doesn't come off the mine. I imagine, you know, ultimately some of the mining tailings or some mining tailings. There are so many prospects up around here in old mines. The water's a little funky and it, as Nightcrawler pointed out, does look like there's a leg in there. Get some extra protein with our water. Some gangrene or something. We're leading the cow revolution. Cows for change. Well, the cows did seem interested in the cow evolution and change, but they appear to have changed their minds and gone to greener pastures. It's just about 3 o'clock and we've got about exactly 6 miles up this road following white-tailed deer creek or river up its basin. And oh my gosh, like I've had like this cramp building or strain building in my right leg and my right calf for a few days now, and it was starting to feel a little shin splinty earlier, and those muscles are all connected, so it's really no surprise, I guess. But anyway, like right before this mile marker, like it just completely seized up on me, which sucks because we're like 6 miles in the middle of a essentially 25-mile road walk in the middle of nowhere, as you can see. Oh, at least it's a beautiful day. It's nice and sunny out. I'm actually wearing just my dress. This is probably going to be the last day I get to do this. I mean, like I'm looking at the high mountains down valley from where we came from, and they're all covered in snow already. Oh boy. But anyway, I just rubbed in, Nightcrawler gave my leg a massage, and then I rubbed in some, it's called Indicream that somebody gave me a couple years ago. I've been holding on to. It's kind of like the doTERRA, what's it called, Ultra Blue or whatever, but man, that stuff's amazing. I don't have any of that. I can't afford doTERRA. But yeah, he gave me this Indicream sampler, and it actually is really helpful for deep muscle stuff, but like I have just like a tiny tube of it, so I'm trying to use it sparingly. And I took it to leave, hopefully, I don't know, I wish I had like a banana or some pickle juice or something like that. Maybe do some electrolytes, but yeah, we're just gonna sit here and wait for this stuff to kick in for a minute and enjoy the lovely roadside ditch we're sitting in, safely off this road on which you can drive 70 miles per hour during the day. Nice. Good times on trail. Okay, well, we're moving again. Not fast. Fuck. Which is dry because, like, if there's any place you ought to be able to move fast, it should be here on this mostly flat-ass road to nowhere. But I think actually part of the reason why it seized up and why I'm feeling shin splinty is because we've been doing so much road walking lately, and the side of the road's always at a slight angle. So one leg and one foot are always higher than the other, and both legs and feet are slanted all the time. And that definitely gets impactful after a while. But after my impromptu roadside massage, I put in a little bit of this indie cream I have, which I'm running very low on. So hopefully in Boulder there's some place that has a CBD ointment or cream, because that stuff really does help. And I have back on one of the compression sleeves that I started this trail with. It's actually for elbows, because I didn't have any for legs, and the elbow one was the same diameter as my leg, so I was like, well, what the hell? It was basically just a tube. So I got that, and then I had given them both to a dude named Stretch, and then when he didn't need them anymore, he offered them back, but I didn't want him because I didn't need him anymore. But Nightcrawler took one to hold his cook set together, so now it's back on my leg. It's amazing how this works. Yeah, the circle of life. The circle of leg. Anyway, so anyway, we're back on the road walking. It's still crooked though, so I'm just basically trying to not hyperextend or overextend it. And then whenever we get to our next water stop, I'll do some electrolytes, because I'm pretty sure they have some potassium in them. But damn, I am actually really craving, like, especially a pickle or some pickle juice right now. That would be so fantastic. There's tons of potassium in that. It's really good for cramping and the like. So, maybe pick up some pickles tomorrow in Boulder as well. Some dillies. We'll see. First, we gotta get there. Apparently, we're gonna get there a lot slower than I expected. But what are you gonna do? It's been a long time since I had anything like really slow me down, like physical health-wise. So, not too bad. Not too bad at all, I think. Finally, after 10 miles of this road with its mildly slanted edge that's just been killing me, the pavement ends and the speed limit drops from 70 to 35, so that's nice. Definitely appreciate that. I've never seen one of those pavement end signs that shows like a blacktop 2-lane road and then it just like abruptly turns into white noise on your television. Well, apparently that's what happens. Anyway, hopefully in about 2 miles or less, we'll be getting really close to the creek, coming up to the left side of the road again, so we can get more water, because we haven't had water since, gosh, I don't remember the last time we got water. I guess it's the water we left camp with this morning. So, oh, no wonder I'm dehydrated. Well, that ain't helpful. Definitely not helping with the cramping. Must drink more water. Man, we've hardly seen anybody on this entire road the whole time, and now all of a sudden we're in the dust, and it's like rush hour out here. What the fuck? Ugh. Great. So we finally made it to the second water. I forgot that we had just got water like less than 2 miles into this road. We got to this water, which is inside a fence, just after the 12 mile marker. And do you need to, is your water overflowing? Yeah. Okay. But there's a sign on this fence, and there have been signs on most of the fences that we've seen. This one was down already. It wasn't closed when we arrived, which is handy because it is the closest fence to the actual water, which is over there. But it says that hunters are allowed access on foot and horseback. Well, we're not hunters except for hunting for sustenance and also not dying of dehydration. So I feel sure that those are probably acceptable activities here we're not gonna stick around. We're basically just cooking up dinner. Tonight's menu for me is Dottie's chicken and dumplings. I'm super excited. This is another one of those meals that Elizabeth on the trail sent us. We kind of time, what do they call it? Like time released them to ourselves. So I had one in like my last box. So I'm super stoked for that. I'm gonna add some cheese to it. That guy, Dave in Whitehall today gave us some cheese. So I'm gonna add a little bit of that. That's the sharp Montana cheddar that he gave to us, but we took it out of the wrapper because the wrapper was a little cheesy. And I don't wanna be bear food whenever we get back to bear country. Luckily, we've been told that we don't really have, we're not really looking at big bear issues again until we get into the Bob. Unfortunately, that's also where we have an almost 200-mile food carrier, and we're sure not gonna be able to get all that food into our bear stuff. Damn it. Whatever. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, I'm ready to eat. I'm starving. It's been a while. Definitely need to get some fluid in me. So the chicken and dumplings, the packet gourmet chicken and dumplings is 370 calories. So to kind of beef up the calorie count for this, I'm going to add this Star-Kissed buffalo style chicken, which does not at all look like that. It just is like mushy stuff with the sauce in it. They're actually kind of gross, but they do add a little bit of flavor to something. And it's 80 calories I've been carrying around for 2.6 ounces for who knows how long. So I'm going to add that and the cheese to at least get the total meal to over like to around 600. So that's a little more reasonable for dinner. We haven't really eaten much today except for that breakfast at the K-Bar. So other than that, it's just pretty much been snacking all day. Oh, and I almost choked on runts again today. God, it's like the third time this week. It's about 6:45. We just finished up our dinner stop. Kind of like doing dinner stops like before camping. I mean, it is nice and comfortable, like just eat dinner in the tent and then knock out, but then you have to cook in the tent. It's crowded in there. It's actually a little bit easier to just do it at a water source before you camp, and then you don't have to carry as much water out, which is super nice. Although, if we think we're having pack weight issues now, can't wait to see what this pack looks like when I've packed 180 miles worth of food into it. Should be awesome. Oh my God, I'm gonna look like Quasi-fucking-Modo. Anyway, we're gonna be losing sun soon. So, we're unfortunately still like another several miles away from the National Forest boundary. We're not gonna make that before it's dark. And once the sun's gone, it gets so cold so fast. So, we'll probably be looking for another one of these little side roads that say hunters have to come in on foot or on horseback and throw down. I mean, clearly there's some public access, and the sign was posted by Montana Fish and Wildlife. So I think even though it's a private ranch, they allow, you know, access for hunting. Well, we're doing less on their land than hunting. We're just laying there snoring. So I don't snore. At any rate, we'll head up a little bit further. Be nice to like get to camp someplace that's like out of eye shot of the houses that are here. Actually, I think this is the only house that's along this road for the next bit. So get out of eye shot of them, get down off this road, find a place to throw down for tonight. We're already at, we haven't made quite yet 20 miles today, but we did have a town stop. We were there for several hours, so I don't feel too bad about that. We'll still be in Boulder tomorrow. Oh yeah, and also I was sitting in pain on the side of the road for a substantial period of time. My leg's feeling a little bit better, but it's still definitely really tight. Definitely glad to be off of the pavement and off a road that's so sloped. It's actually sloping the other way now, which I'm kind of like, oh, it'll just balance me out, right? Should be fine, seems legit. Anyway, hopefully tomorrow it'll be feeling better. Get some CBD ointment or cream if possible, and rub it out or roll it out, whatever. Our friend Jim has a friend in Boulder. He was gonna contact him. He's also conveniently named Jim, to see if they would host us tomorrow evening, which would be awesome because kind of need to charge everything up and figure out the best, easiest, most direct route to Lincoln, which is the last stop before the Bob. So, you know, we're getting there. I think we might have around 400 or less miles left to go on this walk. Oh my gosh, that feels good. I am really glad. I love Montana. The state is my favorite on this trail so far. And it's unfortunate that we're not really going to be able to like linger and explore it this time. We're going to have to come back in the van. Or back again earlier in the season on foot. Whatever. But unfortunately, we don't have time for that now. We got to go. The ranch puppy came out to say hello. Hello! Whoa, she's such a sweet girl. Oh my goodness, you are so soft. You are so soft and very, very excited. Oh my goodness. Yesterday we had 2 kids follow us on the road on their bicycles for like, I don't know, probably a good half mile. But finally, before they finally turned around and went home, we just have, now, we are just getting a routine of having somebody follow us and hang out for a while. But hopefully, since I don't see any other open gates here, oh, there's an open fence. You can go home in that gate. Like, because I don't want this puppy to be locked out of her house here at the Fitzgeralds. Well, now sweet little puppy Fitzgerald is on the run with us. Oh dear. Well, we're getting kind of far away from her house. Ooh, look at the sunset, kind of, or sundown. Which makes me anxious, and it also is making the dogs that are already there a little more anxious. They're like, wait, we're not trying to make off with this dog. Go home, puppy. Yeah, she's sweet as hell. And soft, too. But, yeah, you have to go home, girl. There's 2 gates open at that property, though. And I don't know if she was out there on purpose, but, oof. Yeah, she was in the yard. She ran out to greet us and didn't run back in the second gate. Not sure. Hopefully she'll figure it out soon. Those kids figured it out yesterday. It didn't take them terribly long. So hopefully this dog's got it going on also. Okay, puppy crisis averted. That dog was not stopping following us. So luckily these people stopped to talk to us, and they said that the man said that he's hunted on this ranch before, and so he kind of knows the people there. I mean, like, I imagine he didn't know their names though, even though there's like a big sign right at the front gate. But anyway, they agreed to drive the puppy back home. So now we're like, pew, get the hell out of here before puppy comes running back down the road for us again. Oh my gosh, this is the sweetest dog. But, you know, it's getting dark and it was getting kind of far. There's cars coming down this road. I just had big worries about something happening to that dog. I mean, who knows? It'll probably be fine, but I'm just a big sucker for animals. Oh, sweet. Public land beyond this sign. So that's awesome because I thought it was another several miles. So we got back on to the forest. This is pretty great news. Oh, basically we can camp wherever we want now without worrying about getting into any kind of hijinks. Hooray! Although it does make me wonder, there's still fences everywhere. What the hell? And not like it doesn't have the typical please close the gate U.S. Forest Service sign attached to it. But now we do have Forest Service numbered roads. I don't know. It's 20 to 9. We finally found a place to camp off a telecom tower access road at like 8 o'clock. It was dark, almost dark already. So basically just throwing everything up as quickly as possible. At least it's not cold, so that's good. And the stars are out. That's also nice. Other than that, it's pretty much just an open, exposed place, but it's off the road. So that's all good. But hopefully it doesn't get real windy tonight, because I have no idea what direction the wind would come from, since there wasn't any when we got here. Also good. Anyway, it was a stressful end, but to the day. Road's right there. Stressful end of the day, but otherwise a pretty great day. So we got in a little over 21 miles today. That's good. Especially considering the fact that we spent like 3 or 4 hours in town. At any rate, tomorrow we'll be in Boulder and get all sorted out for getting to Lincoln after that. In the meantime, I'm making some bedtime bliss tea thanks to John. Yay! Which is good, because I was totally clenching my jaw up until about 2 seconds ago. So I could use a little bedtime bliss and a little stress minimization. Good night.